have spent my entire life learning to be soft. I never liked words like slam and break. I preferred violet and snowflake because they sounded more poetic to me. At the time, I thought that poetry was like a sweet summer breeze, the first rains of spring. It floated in, settled delicately on your lips, and then drifted off again. I tried so hard to romanticize my entire life because everything has to have a purpose, and maybe mine was to be beautiful. Well, that didn't go so well because it didn't quite come naturally. In my eyes, at least, beauty eluded me, so I went chasing after it for years and years. I always loved adventure, even if this one was coated in hunger and tears. I had a goal in mind. It didn't matter that you could snap my limbs as easily as breaking twigs, or that my hair was thinner than a $5 wig, or that I could be carried off on the slightest wind. I only wanted to be poetry. And poetry is fragile. Poetry always has to be delicate. Poetry is the soft whispers just before dawn and the off-key melody of the old piano that hasn't been played since her death. I loved to imagine that I was deep because sad felt like happy to me, and I appreciated wilt as well as bloom. But I was just trying not to see that the haunting words I'd always liked, shattered mirrors and broken time, were becoming my life. For all the time spent learning to be soft, I was all angles and corners and edges, but small enough to still feel feminine as I attempted to turn myself into art. Because what better use of a girl than to make a masterpiece of her hurt? And if words can shrink and fold and disappear, be alive one minute and the next be nowhere, then why couldn't I? But I knew. Because sometimes poetry is slamming and breaking, and no matter how many times I break myself, it will never be romantic. But at least my angles have softened. I am not poetry. I am not art. I am not sunrise or snowstorm. I am not a ship tossed at sea or a melted hourglass. I am not made of morbidly melodic metaphors. I am just a human. And I have spent my entire life learning to be soft. This better have worked.